Hello. Seems like we are live now. Welcome, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. It is my pleasure. And today, I would like to take you through the 5 steps to success. As you can see, just behind me, I have this board with this pyramid shape, obviously triangle, and with the 5 steps. And I have to say, before I started work online, I had obviously some troubles and I didn't know which direction to go. And it was a bit tricky, to be honest with you, because as you know, whenever you try to learn a new skill, it's just crazy. You just don't know where to start, where to go. And then I've decided that, I have to create a plan for myself. I have to do something. And thanks to the universe, obviously, send me the right information at the right time, and then I've decided to follow it. I'm not sure if you read the book 4 Hours Work Week. It's a great book by Tim Ferriss where he tells you about how he started to work online. And then another book that I really like is A Living Laptop Lifestyle by Greg and Fiona Scott. It's just an amazing book where you can actually learn a lot, how to work online and actually what it takes to work online. Because you must realize that whenever you try to start something new, whenever you start to learn something new, it obviously takes the time. This is a new skill that you have to learn, so it's very possible that you are going to make some mistakes, which is obviously absolutely normal. We all do mistakes, but I always think about it, going back to when we were children, for instance. When you started at school, yeah, and you started to learn the alphabet for the first time. Do you remember that? How you had to learn, all the letters from A to Z, and what you would spend 1 month trying to learn one letter and everything. So I thought this webinar might actually help you to this is going to be kind of like learning the alphabet, but we're gonna start with the first 5 letters, as we're gonna do it step by step, and then as we move on with the webinars and as we're gonna go on with them, I thought it might actually help you in the future. So as you can see, and probably most of you know me already. My name is Aga, and I'm originally from Poland. I have been traveling around the Europe for some time. I lived in London for some time, in the UK. I lived in Gran Canaria for some time, actually 16 months. I had a really good time over there, and while I was working online as well. I lived in Italy for some time. So I've been in a few different places. And what I discovered is that my biggest passion is actually traveling. And the reason why I've decided to do and run online business is because I know that with the laptop and the Wi-Fi, you can just work actually from anywhere you want. So yeah, this is how my journey started. I have a great vision of actually visiting different continents. I want to go to every single continent, and I want to visit all the countries there as well. And I also want to show my son, who is now 17, that the life is what you make it. That it is up to you. What kind of life do you want to have? And I think he's learning at the moment. He's actually studying business, so I think he's kind of following my steps. But at the same time, I try to teach him not to make the same mistakes as I do, because as I mentioned, we all make mistakes, and this is just natural. And as they say, if you're not making mistakes, it means you're not growing, and nothing is changing in your life. Obviously, it's great to learn from your own mistakes, but at the same time, do not be afraid to make your own mistakes. Okay, let's start with the first step. I don't know if you can see it properly. Let me just move my table a little bit. It is a faith and courage. You have to have a great faith and courage to start anything new. It's funny enough, because as we get older, is it becomes more and more difficult to actually start something new. I don't know if you have the same, but that was my case. Um, we are just more conscious about things. What if this is not going to work out? What if I'm going to make a mistake? What if this is not something that I should be doing? Well, at the same time, you have to be brave enough to actually decide what you want and go for it. And when it comes to faith, you have to believe in yourself 100%. Because in a way, you are going to have a lot of people telling you that your idea is not the great idea, that you are making a big mistake, that your plan and everything that you're trying to do is just absolutely wrong. So you have to believe in yourself so much and believe in your vision so much that if somebody will come to you and tell you any negative comment, you're gonna hold to your vision. Because you must remember that it takes sometimes one negative comment to really change your mind, which, well, obviously it might be difficult sometimes if you have negative people around you and you just simply don't know what to do next. So when it comes to obviously believing in yourself, you have to have that faith. Think about it this way. Let me just give you an example. If you have to drive from okay, we are in Europe, but if you have to drive from, let's say, from England to Croatia, it is a long way. But what do? You set up your GPS or you check your map, you get in the car and you just go. And you believe that you're gonna get there. You know that on the way you will have to take a ferry. That's the only probably way to get to the continent. And then obviously you will just have to drive and drive and drive. But you know that you are going to get there. So when you set your goal, where in our case this will be our goal to get that freedom, it doesn't matter what it takes, you're gonna do it. So you have to believe in yourself so much that it doesn't matter what obstacles you're gonna face on the way, like a sea, for instance, or anything else, like block on the roads and then it turns and curves and I don't know, flat tires, anything like this. You have to believe in yourself so much that it doesn't matter what obstacle you're going to face, you're going all the way there. So I think that might be actually quite a good example, because you have to, you are the only one actually who can make this happen. There's nobody else who can make this happen. And I think this is why it's so important to tell everybody that you are doing it and you're going to do it, and there is nothing that will stop you. I remember when I started with my business and I told my boyfriend about it, he said, well, I'm just not right and I'm making a mistake. But then I thought to myself, this is what you think. I think completely different. I believe in myself 100%, and I know that I'll do everything in order to get there. And I really want you to realize that once you set your mind on something, you can achieve this. It might be a hard work, but it is not impossible. So yeah, I think obviously that's one of the most important part, and obviously having just the courage to start. It's just you have to ignite that fire inside you. You have to decide that you want to do something different in your life. Come out of your comfort zone, decide that there is something more to life, and you're going to do it. So yeah, be brave and have a courage, and you can do it. Okay, so the next step we have here, the foresight in your life. I would say this is a petrol for your journey. If you compare this to a car and starting your journey, this will be your petrol. On the way to right to the top, you are obviously going to face lots of obstacles. everybody wants to be successful until they realize what it actually takes to be successful. So I just want you to make sure that you know what your why is. Write down exactly what your why is and what you want to achieve with what you're planning to do. As I mentioned before, my biggest why is to be able to travel the world, as I want to obviously see as many continents as I can. I want to buy a few properties. I want to buy a house for my mom. Also, I want to show my son, and I want to give him the great example. So I think what more you can also do, you can also create a vision board. I think vision board is really powerful tool. So what you do, you can either cut out pictures from the magazine, or you can do it online. Then you can use it on your desktop maybe. But everything that you want to have in your life, just put it in there. If you want to have this beautiful house, make sure you put it on your vision board. If you want to have a new car, make sure you put it on a vision board. Because that's something, once we visualize actually, then the brain starts to believe in it and starts to find the ways how we can actually get there. It's also very important to be realistic when setting, your why and your goals, because obviously here you will also have to set up your goals. Don't make the same mistakes I made once when, a few years ago when I heard about the law of attraction. And what I did was I wrote a check for myself, which was about for 58 million pounds, and within 1 year, which obviously it was kind of like impossible. I mean, how can you make 58 million pounds in 1 year? It's just a big no-no. So don't make the same mistake as I did. Well, obviously it is possible, but you have to be really realistic about it. So just don't lie to yourself, and just make sure that whatever you set up your why is going to be really realistic, and you know exactly what it is. Because as I said, there will be a time when you're gonna start thinking, why did I even start? Why did I even start it in the first place? This is not working. This is not working. I mean, why did I even start it? So whenever you're going through the downs, make sure that you remember your why. And this is why it's so important to have that vision board, because every time you forget or you feel sad and down, and you are just at the edge of just leaving everything and doing something different, you will know why you started in the first place. This is a very powerful tool that helps every single person who is successful at the moment to get what they want to get. So yeah, don't forget about your why. I think what can also really help you with your why is whenever you feel like you reach the time where you just can't move on, start meditating. It doesn't take a very long time, but I promise it will help you a lot. I meditate personally every day, and I have to say that it really has changed my life. I would recommend to listen to Paul McKenna, Change Your Life in 7 Days. It's a really powerful guided meditation. So you basically just go on a YouTube, and play it on a YouTube, put your headphones on, and you can just listen on a YouTube, but it will really, really help you. What you can also do is to write down the affirmations. How I don't know, I want to be healthy, I want to be wealthy, I am attracting abundance, I am attracting the right team to come to me, I am attracting the right people to come to me. Obviously it's anything that you want, but this is really, really powerful thing to have. So make sure you have it as well, and that will definitely help you with this step. Also, I like to listen to inspiring videos. Every morning when I wake up, I put my headphones on. I go on the YouTube, and I listen to inspiring videos. I also use a probably some of you might know already, Inner Circle. I use it very often, as you can find really interesting information, inspiration there. Something that basically just helps you, set your mood for the day. I mean, sometimes, you just wake up and you're like, oh, I'm not sure what is going to happen, today. But once you realize that your mindset is everything, you will see your life changing actually a lot. So yeah, just make sure that you're gonna write this down. At least try to meditate in the morning. I know sometimes it might be difficult if you're obviously working, then I understand that it might be tricky, but I think a good solution could, because I like to go for a walk in the morning, and what I do, I actually put my headphones on, and then I listen to my meditation in the morning as well. I know people say, oh, but how can you meditate when you walk? Or, well, you can. When even if you sit on a tram or on a bus, you can still meditate. Put your headphones on, because meditation is not just about being still. Sometimes it's all about feeding your mind with this positivity. Because I have to say, the positive mindset is the key to anything. So yeah, that would be the foresight and why. And okay, the next step, focus. Yes, the focus is very important, I have to say, because it happens very often that, to be honest, you can be your own worst boss. Oh yeah, that happened to many people that I know. When you start working for yourself, and then you've got tasks to do, but then suddenly somebody texts you, so you're gonna text them back. Somebody calls you, you're gonna call them back, or you're gonna spend half an hour on the phone chatting to your friends or family. Or sometimes, oh yeah, I'm gonna check what's happening on the Facebook. Okay, I do understand that sometimes we work on the Facebook, we have to check the Facebook constantly and chat with people. But if you have a list of tasks every day, come on, you don't have to be on that Facebook non-stop. I think what is really important to plan your day, every day in the morning when you just wake up, just go and create the list of your task. You are going to be much more effective with everything. I have to say that I am guilty of not being very focused at some point. When I started, I was doing all the things that I shouldn't be doing. I would, for instance, instead of writing my articles, I would just go out for a coffee with my friends, kind of finding an excuse that this will be a way for me to find inspiration. And then I would just spend like hours and hours being outside, and I just could not stay focused. So I think it's really important to make sure to write down your tasks and just follow them and tick them, because as you go along, and you see the ticks on your list, it just makes life so much easier. What I can also recommend you is, sometimes we have a task that we don't really like. Oh, well, we obviously have things like this. I would recommend to do the task that you don't like first. As they say, eat your frog first thing in the morning. I think it's a really good thing, because if you just keep putting away something that you don't like, oh my gosh, it might take you actually a few days before you do it. I have this problem because before I get the accountant, I used to have to do my own account, and I just hated it. And I would just keep leaving it, and then some. Your focus. And also, what is really important in this step is to be consistent, because sometimes we start something, and then after a week or two, you are not seeing the results you were expecting, and you're starting to doubt yourself. You start to think, what is the point of me doing these things, if I can't see, the results? Well, trust me, believe me, I've done it. I know how it works. You have to be consistent. It's only thanks to consistency you can actually get somewhere. I mean, ask any successful person, what did they do to get there? This is a daily tasks, even the smallest steps done daily, day by day, every day. Okay, you can have a day off, obviously, that's fine, but don't take a week off, don't take 2 weeks off, don't take a month off and expect that something that you did a month ago is going to work. No. Probably some of you know, as you can see me on the Facebook very often, that I do my videos. So I did this 21 days videos challenge, which was really challenging, I have to say, because to think about the content every day for a video, and then just finding the right environment to do the video and the idea. But at the same time, consistency is really, really important. So even if you're not going to do the video every day, start thinking about doing it maybe once a week at the beginning. Why not? And same with, obviously, when you work, you have to write the posts, because this is how you're gonna get to people. People want to get to know you. People want to know who you are. So once you start writing or creating the videos, it's gonna be much easier for people to actually get to know you. Like, obviously, if you run an online business, like obviously we do in this case, everything is online. Online is your business. Instead of having a shop or a spa or like any office, your laptop is actually your business. So obviously you have to think about your website as your office. So you want people to come there. This is why you have to give them something. You have to give them some value. So this is why you have to stay focused and consistent, so people can see that you actually do something for them. Are you giving them the value? I think with the value, we're going to talk about it in the next webinar as well. But I'm just going to mention that, creating the value is very important. I don't know if you've read the book or if you listen to audiobook, The Science of Getting Rich. I think this is the book that I would really highly recommend you, because you're going to learn a lot from this book. I was actually listening to this book yesterday. I went for a walk and I just put this book on, because I just love to go back to this book. It's just really inspiring, and every time when you listen to it or read to it, for the next time, you always hear something that is just like, oh, how come I didn't hear that before? So this is very good too. So that's like an extra. So just make sure that you follow one course until successful. Stay focused on one thing. Don't try to do 5 tasks at the same time. Do one, tick, next one, tick, third one, whatever, tick, and I promise you this will make your life so much easier. Because I think we're all guilty of trying to do 5 things at the same time, and as you probably know, it just simply doesn't work this way. So just follow one course until successful, and that will definitely make your life so much easier, and you're gonna see great results after this. So the next one, fearless action. This is my favorite. Why is it my favorite? Because very often as a freedompreneur, we get stuck in this learning mode. We keep learning for a year and 2 and 3, but we forget about implementing. So obviously, if you forget about implementing, how can you expect to actually see any results? You won't see any results. Like whenever you get your daily task, make sure you do it. Make sure you go and do it. And also the fearless action, do whatever it takes. And I know sometimes, it's easier said than done. I know sometimes it's very difficult to come out of your comfort zone, but at the same time, you just have to do it. I remember when I had to record my first video. I think it took me about 3 weeks before I really decided to take my camera, stand on the front of the camera and do this video. It was like, oh my God, I don't want to do it. People are going to see me, what I'm going to be talking about. And then I thought to myself, well, at the end of the day, it's going to be just me and my camera. So why not? So, and I did it, and I want you to do it the same, you know, at least try. I mean, think about it. You don't really have to post this video anywhere. Just keep it for yourself. But that will give you the confidence that you can actually do something. And this is what I'm talking when it comes to the fearless action. You know, or I have lots of people as well telling me that, oh, I don't know how to talk with others, and I don't know how to do this and that. Well, listen, you have got to learn one thing, one strategy, and then implement. Don't try to just keep learning different small things here and there, and then, you know, not doing anything and not taking any action, because this is never going to work. Make sure that you're going to learn one thing, implement, and then move on. And this is what we call basically a fearless action. Basically, stop looking for any excuses and make sure you don't get stuck, as I mentioned, in this learning mode, because well, I did it as well. I'm guilty of it, or I can admit it now. But yeah, I've changed and I'm doing things. It was the same with the webinars. You know, I was doing the webinars before, but I wasn't a host, but I've done it. And I remember my first one, it was a nightmare. I was there on my own with my audience. I didn't know what to talk about. I was just so scared. I was all sweaty. I had some slides. Nothing was working. But I did it. And then at the end, people said, yeah, well, it was a really good one. And I was like, oh, really? Okay, so it works. You know, so don't worry what people are going to think about you. Just make sure you're going to take that fearless action, because at the end of the day, you are still on the ladder to your goal. Yes? So you've got to do it. Sorry, I'm just going to have a sip, okay? I think also what's really important in this point is to just basically allow yourself to be a beginner. Come on, we have to start somewhere, and we're just humans, you know, and even if you make that mistake, it doesn't really matter, you know. Just, you know, be a beginner, start, and make your life easier, as I would say, you know, just do it. And yes, so obviously after this, taking a fearless action, you will be able to get to that freedom. I would also say that probably this fearless action will take you the longest, maybe to really start. Because I know how, as I mentioned, you know, I know how difficult it is to come out of the comfort zone sometimes. And sometimes, you know, you have to be in a really big pain, emotional pain, in order to start doing something that will take you to the next level. And I know it because there's lots of people, you know, I talk to, they all have the same problems, you know. Until something pushes you to do something that you never did, you're gonna struggle and you're gonna, you know, procrastinate. And I think what is a good thing to remember here is get comfortable with being uncomfortable, because that helps me a lot along the way. You know, you just have to keep coming out of the comfort zone all the time, basically, because that's the only way. But hey ho, you know, just make sure you're gonna have fun with this, because every time I do something new, you know, I always try to make fun with this. I mean, that's what is the life about. This is what is this business about. You know, you just have to have fun with it. Because, you know, okay, people work for others, but this is really not fun. You know, I've got my friends and they keep complaining about how much they hate their job and then everything. They can't really make it a good fun. So you don't want to get in that mood. You know, you want to have fun with it. You know, you're doing it for yourself. You know, you're doing this for your family. You know, you're doing this for your, I don't know, children maybe, like myself, and have fun with this. Obviously, it might not be easy at points, and you know, you might get stuck at some point, but at the same time, you know, have fun with this, because that's what it's all about. So just do it. And then obviously after you take all these 4 steps, you are going to get the number 5. Sorry about the writing. I don't know if you can see it properly. Oops, I should not be touching this. But basically, yes, you get to your goal. as you can see, as your goal, and it's a freedom. Well, I call it freedom, but what it means for some, it might mean time freedom. For some, it might mean financial freedom. For some, it might mean that you can actually buy a new house, or you can go on holidays and you can travel, and you're gonna feel really rewarded after this really hard work. You know, you're just gonna be like, I've done it. I have done it. This is like, you know, the most amazing reward you are going to get once, you know, you go through all these other steps. And I want you to remember that, you know, I think I mentioned this before, but I want you to remember that, you know, your mindset and your attitude are actually your success. All the way up, you know, you are going to face different challenges, you know, but once you get to that freedom, you can just really congratulate yourself and say, you know what, I've done it, and I am now able to teach others how to do it too. And I don't know obviously what your freedom means to you, what is your vision, but I just want you to think about it today, and I want you to decide how much you actually want it. Because I know, you know, as I said, you know, everybody wants to be successful, but, you know, until they realize what it really takes. But you're really going to congratulate yourself at the end, and it's going to feel amazing, because this is eventually where we're heading. I mean, don't get me wrong, obviously, you will always have to do something, and you will always have to work and move forward in your life. You know, it's not like you can just, you know, get better and then stop. Because I am sure at the same time that, for instance, if you're struggling at the moment, you're gonna come out of your struggles, you're gonna get to this freedom, then you're gonna have a different goals. You will decide that you want to do something new, something different, and I think this is going to be the most beautiful part of the life, because then you're gonna do probably the same second time. Like, you know, I personally, for instance, when I went to my college, my freedom for me back then meant I get my diploma and NVQ3 certificate, and that was my goal, my freedom. And, you know, I did everything it took to get it. So I think, you know, we in life, we go through the stages where we set something, we set the goal, we get it. Then the next goal, we get it. But I think that's just the beauty of life. So yeah, I think we're just gonna probably finish the webinar for now. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope I didn't bore you too much. If you obviously will have any questions, you can always find me. You know, you can always send me an email. You can find me on the Facebook. I'll just say now. And yeah, we can always chat, but I hope that will actually help you. I think I have a recording of this webinar. I hope. I don't know if I pressed the right button or not. But I will be sending this webinar as well, and I'm gonna keep it on YouTube, so just in case you miss the first few minutes, you know, you can always go back to it and watch it again. So to your success, to your dreams, you know, make things happen, you know, never give up, because everything is possible once you set up your mind for it. And, you know, I'm here to help, and I wish you all the best, and I'll speak to you soon again. Bye for now.